Hello, dear aquarist. Welcome to this study on something else than fish diseases, but it's something about prevention of diseases. And I came across this study, which might be interesting to understand how important biofiltration is for our aquaria. So here in the back are many aquaria, and I tell you, biofiltration is so important in preventing and controlling fish diseases. So I'll share you this study, which was published recently, and I discussed the different, how can I say, different parts of this study that I highlighted with yellow. So you can go through it for yourself. I'll give you the link below if you want to learn about the biofiltration technique for the removal of waterborne pathogens. Well, we work with fish, they live in the water, and the pathogens are, in many cases, also waterborne. Well, sometimes they're in the food and they're in the fish, but it's here about the possibility that the fish can spread diseases to the others in the aquarium. And a biofiltration can be a good technique in helping removing of those pathogens which are swimming around in the aquarium water. And particularly the thing I want to pull out of this article is the biological property refers to the presence of various types of microbes and pathogens, especially viruses, bacteria, algae, protozoa, nematodes, and insects, and their propagules. Well, the other kind of types, you can say, which can be eliminated by biofiltration. Waterborne disease refers to outbreaks or cases of disease of which pathogenic agents spread through the ingestion of water. Well, the live fish in our aquaria ingest water or live in the water. And here they talk about the human excreta. Well, think about fish excreta here. The fish excrements, which can produce parasites like Spironucleus, used to be called hexameta, or nematode worms or eggs, or gill flukes, or skin flukes, bacteria, and viruses. And they can contain a wide variety of pathogenic agents, like I said, protozoa, bacteria, viruses, which can contaminate the water source, can contaminate the aquarium water. And the ingestion of that polluted water with pathogens can cause infection. There is a risk, particularly like I explained in my videos, when the fish are stressed or have a bad immune system or badly taken care of. And sometimes the infection can be symptomatic, that you can clearly see syndromes or observe signs of disease, or asymptomatic, that you don't see a clinical manifestation, but that there might be already an infection going on internally, which only pop up maybe after months or years. Many bacteria and viruses that cause asymptomatic infections may spread directly in person via food or water and may result in an epidemic condition. That is something which I explain in my videos on mycobacterium, for example, which can be a risk. So this is something to think about when I talk here about the study. And this study is done on wastewater from humans and fecal or excreta from humans, and what it can cause a risk in drinking water. But anyway, this study can help us to understand what it is mean for our aquaria. Here they talk about a pathogenic agent for waterborne diseases. That are viruses for humans like hepatitis or reovirus, or bacteria like salmonella or legionella, vibrio, protozoa, the giardia, for example, cyanobacteria, and worms, helminths, those kind of things, that nematodes that can cause for humans. But think about fish, about Spironucleus hexameta. Think about the nematodes, worms, bacteria. The biofiltration is applied, or it's a sole process to make the raw water potable in remote areas for humans. Well, can be for fish also applied, that the water in the aquarium should be treated with the help with a filter, granular activated carbon or sand filter, is a common form of biofilter in wastewater treatment? Well, in our aquaria, we also have those kind of sand filters, or particularly activated carbon is something that we often use to clean the water, and it helps. It also explains here in the part. We also have other kind of filters, or artificial foam filters, or sponge filters, which are very helpful also. They are not discussed here because they are not applied in this kind of system. But still, they can be listed as a biofilter. And the biofilter, like many different types, can be defined as any type of filter media with attached microbial community on the surface in the form of a biofilm, performing at least one essential functions of treatment process. Like we say in so many instances, that the biofilm in the aquarium, also on your decoration, on the sides of the aquarium, the glass, in the tubes, and particularly in the biofilter, in your foam and your sponges, that is very important, that biofilm. It can be destroyed. You disinfect a lot when you use antibiotics, so you have to be aware that you have to create a good biofilm. It's very helpful for your aquarium. Nowadays, various kinds of filter media, rock stones, gravel, sand, granulated activated carbon, and synthetic plastic media, well, that's the ones we have at aquarium, have been successfully applied for treatment of wastewater. I call aquarium dirty water, polluted water with the excrements of fish, wastewater. But there is trickling filters, there's low sand filters used for human purposes. Many different things. You can read about it, the pathogens removal efficiency here explained, the rapid sand filter, things we don't apply so much. Stormwater biofilter, it's not that we use, not applied for our things, but some things we can learn from this kind of article, that the biofilter design consideration for removal of microbial contaminants, that the filter media can be efficient. It can be enhanced by altering the physical and chemical properties of the filter media, like the size of the media and the inclusion of secondary geomedia, like the activated carbon. So you have your sponge medium or your sand filter, then you're adding on the activated carbon or zeolite. Zeolite is something which is rather becoming popular in our aquarium hobby. Improving filtration rates, things like that are helpful in the filter media. And high surface area and exceptional sorption capacity makes the activated carbon granulates a better medium for contaminant removal. Well, we know that, particularly for chemical removal, but also it creates a chance for facilitate microbial growth and potentially leaching in the course of intermittent flow. Well, it can have a good biofilm. Also, the activated carbon. Think about it. When you replace it, you take it out, you've taken out a part of your biofilter. Think about the activated carbon as a part of a beneficial product. I don't always recommend it as a permanent one, but if you would replace your activated carbon, put a sponge or put another medium, which is a good filter media where the biofilm can regrow in it. So therefore, the formation of the biofilm in the porous spaces on the collector grains is very helpful. And also the zeolites are a porous aluminosilicate minerals that commonly used as absorbent because of the exceptional absorption and ion exchange characteristics. It is an effective absorbent for chemical compounds only to the high specific surface area of porous surfaces. So it's used for microbial removal at the same time. So zeolite, an extra addition to your biofilter. The biofilm plays a significant role in removal of microbes. Think about that. The in fauna, well, we don't have that much. Yeah, sometimes little worms like micro, mesofauna, protozoans, and nematodes in your filter are a type of grazing organism in the biofilter, and they are composing the micro and mesofauna. are composing of micro and mesofauna, but they help in cleaning the water and the wastewater, taking away other nematodes or little gill flukes or gill flukes larvae or the skin flukes, things like that. Vegetation is helpful, particularly vegetation when you have an outdoor pond filter, for instance. People use vegetation, it's more practical for that. Well, go further to the end here of the article, of the conclusions, that indigenous oligotrophic microbes of biofilm pose competition to pathogens, release antimicrobial agents, feed on pathogens, and assist in transportation and filtration process. So think about that. That's a biofilm is a very important thing in a biofilter, helping in the cleaning of pathogens. And here in those biofilter here discussed, we're able to remove efficiently like Giardia, Cryptosporidium, Salmonella. So that means flagellates, parasites, and bacteria. So things that are very helpful for you when you're dealing with a biofilter. So for this reason, I brought up this article, because it also studied for human wastewater and for producing drinking water. You should apply for this system, like creating a very good biofilm and a biofilter, helping with activated carbon, zeolite, etc. That a biofilm is helpful in a good, healthy system for your fish. So there is less parasites and less pathogenic bacteria, or maybe less worm infections. And the better and the larger your biofilter is, the better your water quality will be, and it will be better for the health of your fish and prevent heavily infections, heavily spreading. So it all helps. A good biofilter is a good prevention tool in controlling fish diseases. Thank you for watching this, and watch more of this kind of videos if you want to be informed.